Broadcasting live from atop the Rocky Mountains, the crossroads of the West. You are listening to the Liberty Roundtable Radio Talk Show.
Talking about over $1 billion, they say, of Somali network stolen money in the state of Minnesota. They say primarily involving what they call Somali-American networks. What is a Somali-American network, Lance? That alone, in my opinion, is going, what? Hold on a minute. Is it American? Is it Somali? No, it's a cabal of all of the above, and they've got Congress women involved in it. They've got state leaders in it, and the whole state was complicit in this thing. We're talking about federal prosecutors looking at this thing and ongoing an investigation. But you got to kind of wonder. It's all tied to COVID. That's kind of where this thing, I mean, it was done before this from what we understand, but it kind of went on steroids under COVID, right?
Well, yeah, the social programs, any opportunity Congress had is to increase those across the nation through justifiable false news. Sure, jump on board because the filter down, the trickle down is real. The grift is real. These programs that they came out, there's one called Feeding Our Future, which was a child nutrition program. The Somalians found it as a loophole. And what does that mean? 250 to 300 million in fraud. That's the largest single case. The ringleader, Amy Bach, was convicted in 2025, but they still haven't clawed back the money. I don't even know if they're going to find the money. So far, we've only recovered about 75 million in all these programs. Here's another one: House Stabilization Services, 104 to 300 million in fraud. They're talking about 7 defendants tied to Medicaid waivers. But again, that program has been suspended for review. But what about the 300 million, Sam? Are the taxpayers going to get the money back? And
Never.
that autism therapy services looks like it started out, they thought it was 14 million. Now they're saying it's 399 million in missing money.
Well, and my question
clinics.
is, on one hand, they want us to believe the Somalis did this. And I think that the Somalis are certainly the recipients of the criminal activity, for sure. But I wonder, did Somalis really do this? Or did Tim Walz do this? Did Omar do this? I don't think the Somalis could have figured this out and milked these loopholes like they did without government leadership involvement. And that's what I'm talking about. Whose head's going to roll? So far, we hear about a massive $1 billion scandal. Wow, the Somalis did it. A bunch of illegal bad guys. They're all on welfare. But who let them all get on welfare? Because I don't know how it is for you, Lance, but I don't think I could figure out all these loopholes and get this all done and pull this money down and hand it to this illegal and criminal population and all this kind of stuff. They had to have help from the inside big time. Will Tim Walz survive this?
I don't think he should. I don't think any of them should. I don't think Ilhan Omar. Of course, we know about her immigration fraud when it came to her brother. Second marriage, she marries her brother to make him a legal citizen. But we don't have our brightest and best in Congress. We don't have our brightest and best in local government. It's he who controls the purse who's in these positions of power. Let's face it. Does it really make any sense that it takes millions of dollars to win, to be a congressional member when the job pays $174,000 a year? Why would you spend millions, even millions of your own money to become a political official? Well, of course,
look
we
at
know
AOC.
why.
You go in as a church mouse bartender and you come out as a rock star with big money, right?
I'd have to say she went in as maybe a slutty bartender. Some of the stuff online about her is not
It's
good.
strange. It's weird for sure.
Yeah, and listen, the men. I think they should have to take IQ tests. Jasmine Crockett, she's got the IQ of an orange. And I think I'm insulting the orange, Sam. I'm insulting the orange saying that.
And now she's running for Senate because she has plenty of money and plenty of inside backing. And you know what? I hate to say it, but she might make it because the Republicans are melting down in 26 if we're not very careful. Now, listen to this, though. Housing for drug addicts was supposed to cost, what, $2.6 million? Now it's $100 million?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's like, what?
Yeah.
So here's the problem. Where's the oversight, though? Who controls the release of this money? They're the ones that are accountable because let's say I run a business, I'm the accountant. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden you find out the warehouse guy stole a bunch of money. Unless he's somehow a computer hacker and the accountant didn't know or some strange scenario, the guy had to have help and work and involvement and turning a blind eye from the inside somewhere, right?
Well, so far, 100%. There has to be the hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil, with the hopes that you're going to get your own portion of the scam. But isn't this ongoing? Isn't this what Doge started to uncover? The billions stolen through USAID. We still haven't seen any arrests for that. What about the clawback? Did Chelsea Clinton, who provided really no beneficial services to the American people, she got $84 million. She took that money and bought an $11 million mansion. She
And we're
then
not even
commenced,
looking into it,
she spent
Lance.
$3 million on a wedding. Now, what kind of a disservice is that to the American people? What about all the social media influencers? And now what we're seeing in Minnesota, and I'm hearing rumors, Sam, I'm going to give you a tidbit here. This same operation is running in Columbus, Ohio. Now,
And
I
it's
don't
running.
know how many other
You're gonna
states.
hold on. You're gonna find out that it's running in all kinds of liberal states: California, Oregon, Washington, right up the West Coast, and then in the Northeast and stuff like that. You're gonna find out that this is a scandal that you cannot imagine. The real question is, will anybody go to jail, or will there be kind of no harm, no foul? Glad we stopped it idea. Here's clip 2. Let's play this and talk about this too.
New York. So one startling example sticking out concerns a program to help recovering addicts find stable housing. Initial estimates for the housing program was for just under $3 million annually. But an indictment shows grifters fraudulently billed Medicaid more than $100 million last year alone. Garrett Tenney is live on this out of Chicago for us. What do you have, Garrett?
Well, Sandra, several of the whistleblowers in Minnesota have told state lawmakers that by the time these investigations are through, they believe the actual size of this fraud, the amount of taxpayer dollars that has been stolen, could be higher than $8 billion. We are already seeing some of that. 2 days into the Small Business Administration's investigation, Secretary Kelly Loeffler says the agency has uncovered at least $1 million in PPP fraud. And the state itself is now looking into the possibility of fraud in another Medicaid program. Minnesota's Department of Human Services is now pausing the issuing of new licenses for disability service providers over concerns of fraud after an explosion in the number of applications for new licenses over the past 5 years, going up 283%, while the number of people needing those services only increased by 25%. Governor Tim Walz, who is up for re-election, is under fire for all of this happening under his watch, but he says they have investigated every claim of fraud that's come in, something whistleblowers dispute, and says the state is taking the steps it needs to keep it from happening again.
We've acknowledged that this is serious, needs to stop. It is stopping. People are continuing to go to prison. I think the good news for Minnesotans to know, when that 90-day pause is over and the third-party audits are done, we will have a better picture than we've ever had, which I think is really good.
While all of these investigations are getting underway, Republican lawmakers are sounding the alarm about Minnesota's new paid leave program launching next month that allows anyone in the state, regardless of their citizenship status, to take 12 weeks of paid leave a year paid for by the state. GOP lawmakers say the program is ripe for abuse.
It was written so broadly that you can take advantage of it and abuse it, and no one's going to come looking for you. The taxpayers put in a bunch of money to launch the whole thing. So this is going to be the next horrible thing coming out of Minnesota.
So they don't even come close to stopping it. They want you to believe they've got a handle on it. This thing's going to reach $1 trillion and keep rolling north. I mean, it's 90 mile an hour north there, Lance.
Sam, I just have a question. Do you get 12 weeks of paid leave?
Hey, man, listen, I've had 8 children. My wife and I delivered our babies at home, and I never even got a day off.
Neither did I. And 12 weeks of paid leave paid for by the taxpayers. How does a person do their job taking off 12 weeks? And again, what's the intent behind this? The intent, in my opinion, is another grift. And this is ongoing.
Yeah,
Tim
the real
Walz
intent
a
is to
joke.
move towards a universal basic income for everybody, right? I mean, that's their real agenda. You'll own nothing and you'll be super happy, Lance.
Well, if you can control people through social programs, if you control their monetary needs through that, if you get everybody on where they get a free cell phone and they get free insurance and they get 12 weeks of paid leave and now they get this program and that program, and little or no work is occurring. Well, of course, yeah, because what do? Oh, sorry, Sam, you violated the rules. We're going to take away your free cell phone. Oh, sorry, Sam, because you did this and you posted on social media, we're going to take away 6 of your 12 weeks of paid leave. If you don't step in line, Sam, you're going to lose your free housing. That's control, right? That when you control all the pieces, you can stop people from doing what's necessary, which is actually to be a good American, a good citizen. I don't want these people here. Listen, I'm gonna tell you quickly a very short story. I spent some time in Mogadishu. It's an ugly place. What I saw firsthand, I'd have to say in general that I don't like the Somalian people. Maybe people will hold that against me. It's not racism. It's the fact that I saw it firsthand. These people, what we're seeing here, they're not coming into our country to be absorbed into our culture. They're separating their culture, as you've seen in Dearborn, Michigan. We're seeing it in Minnesota. We're hearing about it in Columbus, Ohio. I don't want these people here. I'm going to be honest. Call it racism if you like, but it's not racism. I want people like Dr. Speaker here. I want experts. I want engineers. I want computer programmers. I don't need a bunch of people that are going to grift off the system, milk the system, and force us further into our ugly debt hole. I
And
want
ladies
real
and gentlemen,
Americans.
we want people who want to come to America and jettison their old ways. We don't want dual allegiances. We want people that say, I want to become an American. I believe in the liberties afforded by the American way. I believe in the checks and balances of the supreme law of the land. I believe in the rule of law. I don't seek for power. I seek to pull it down. Those are the kind of people we want to come to this country, the ones that want to learn English. And that's what we need, ladies and gentlemen. For Lance Miliaccio, thebigmig.com. Check it out. They're everywhere on Rumble and everywhere else. I'm Sam Bushman, syndicated by the Loving Liberty Network, lovingliberty.net. Spread the word, share the love, and God save the Republic of the United States of America.